Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy to show you a lot of great news about The Witcher 2 today. I don't know how much of that you already have heard or have seen, but this is it. For the next half an hour, everything that you might have been speculating about will go live. And will go official, will go public, so there won't be any more controversy and doubts. And I'm going to tell you actually a lot of things today, starting with how The Witcher will look like when it will appear on shelves. And then I'll have more surprises for you. Some of them will be more physical and some of them will be purely informational, but about that in a moment. First thing that you probably might already know is the release date of The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings. It's going to appear on shelves on May 17th, 2011, and it's going to be the date that we already have fixed and have set with all the publishers and with all the distributors that we have worldwide, which means it is a confirmed release date. And one more thing that you might have not known yet is that The Witcher 2 will appear worldwide at the same time, and it will appear in 11 languages. 5 of them will be fully localized, and the rest of them will be text only. But the main idea and the main goal for us was to make sure that everybody will be able to play The Witcher 2 in at least a language that they know. That's why we've done quite hell of a job with localization of the game. Next thing is the idea that we have with the physical content that we put in a game. I could talk about it for hours, but actually I got a hint that we will have the game itself in here today, and that's why this is what I'm going to do. Małgosia has brought a game for us, and I want to show you a live presentation, thank you, of the box and what's inside. Of course, this is a collector's edition of The Witcher 2. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but I will start with you could call it a base version of the game, but it's not, actually. Let me grab it from inside of the collector's edition, because actually collector's edition contains the base version of the game, and we don't call it a base version of the game. You can already see it on the slide. It's called the premium edition of The Witcher 2. This is it. And the idea behind it is to give players premium content, everything that they either don't expect from games that are being released right now, or they just forgot that back in the days, games were released with really rich content, and this is what we're doing. We're releasing the premium content of the game as a standard worldwide. This is why we're calling this premium edition of the game, but there won't be a cheaper or a smaller edition of the game. This is the premium version of the game, which is a base version of the game. Starting off with a box, you get 2 DVD cases in here. One of them, obviously, contains the game. And the game, of course, is on a disc, but it also contains a manual of the game. I have it somewhere in here. Let me put all of this stuff. There you go. You already see what's in here. Let me just show you this live. The manual of the game, it's 16 pages from what I remember. This is really cool stuff. I told you that we're trying to invest into physical content to make sure that people remember and know that we are releasing the games with a content that pretty much nobody does these days. This is a physical representation of thing that actually is present in a game. This is a thing that will be in a game. It's a pamphlet saying something bad about some really important NPC in a game. I won't spoil it to you now, but this is somewhat that actually helps player play. Normally they see it on their screen, but this time they have also a physical representation of the pamphlet and a coin. A cursed coin, again, no spoilers. If you remember the Salamandra stuff in The Witcher 1, there was a symbol that recognized some things. There's going to be a story behind this coin as well, and behind this pamphlet as well. Let me just tell you that only guys who buy the premium version of the game will get a physical content like that. Second thing is obviously a map of the game. Also, we'll have a map of the game in the premium version of the game. Okay, we're closing this first box because we have way more to show you. Next thing that we find in a box is a second DVD case, and this one contains, well, obviously paper crafts, because we're really happy with you putting together these paper dolls and making them, and you will have a chance to get actually 2 of them in a premium version of the game. The first one will be Geralt, the main character, but the cool thing and a catch is that the second one you will be able to collect yourself, and it will be a random one. I don't know how many of them will be, maybe 5, maybe 10, but you probably, some of you, will want to collect all of them, maybe share with your friends, exchange and so on. It might be a monster, might be an NPC, but it's also a cool thing for fun boys. Next thing is a guide. Yes, we are releasing a guide of the game. It's a 96 pages guide. It's going to be really thick, a lot of tactics, a lot of stuff connected with how to play The Witcher 2, how not to get lost in a game. We don't want you to do that. We definitely want you to make sure that you're doing everything like you want it. And next thing, yeah, I pretty much mentioned all of it. And next thing is DLC. Each retailer that will be selling this version of the game will have his own unique version of DLC. It's not a DLC, it's not a big campaign. It's a different kind of DLC. It's a small DLC downloadable content that will differentiate different versions of the game sold worldwide. Some of them will be extra gear for Geralt. Some of them will be extra NPCs. Some of them will be finishers. For example, details to come. Okay, and the price. Because important thing is that it looks on par with a lot of collector's edition that you might have seen so far of the game, but the price is not. This is the regular price for any game that you will be purchasing these days in any shop, and this is the premium version containing a lot more than any regular edition of the game contains. Next, we're moving on to the collector's edition. The idea behind the collector's edition of the game is to give you the richest, because actually this is already much, but we definitely want to go further and we want to give you way more. You know this already, because this is a premium edition of the game. I pulled it out of this box, but there's way more. First, there is art book. It's 200 pages. It's a hardcover, glossy paper, really interesting stuff. A lot of illustrations, a lot of text about how the game actually got created. I mean, there was an art book in a collector's edition of The Witcher 1. A lot of people appreciate it. Expect something as good in The Witcher 2. What do we have next? Oh yes, the most cool and the most awesome item of The Witcher 2 collector's edition is Geralt's head. I know, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. This is actually computer-generated sculpture. It is not like someone made it with his own hands. It's taken from the model that we use in the game and computer-generated. So this is not something that might look bad. You will have a chance to look at it yourself in a few moments. And it's marble imitation, by the way, so it's not cheap, it's not light, it's really cool. Next thing, you get dice. I mean, you play dice in a game, but some of you might want to play dice in real life. And this is it. You get 5 dice styled from the Witcher game, and you get a nice bag with the logo of the game. Next thing, a coin. There's one more coin. This is the Cimmerian Oren with a King Foltest on it. You use a lot of these. Some people collected thousands of these in the game, and you will be able to have one yourself. Next thing, 3 collectible stickers for all fans of the game. There you go. Cards. We also have cards. These are cards, regular set of cards, 54 pieces, but they are joined with images and with pictures taken from the game. So they will be actually cool to play games that you already know, but with a nice set and with a nice deck of cards. Next thing is really cool. If you're bored with playing dice, and if you're bored with playing cards, and you still want to do something with them, we put into the game a small guide written by Dandelion himself, who tells you how to cheat in cards and how to cheat in dice. How cool is that? There we go. Oh yes, and there will be one more paper craft. This one is really huge because we have bigger box, so we could fit in bigger paper crafts. I'm not spoiling things for you. I won't be putting this together right now, but you can be sure that it's going to be a really huge, monstrous monster. This is what we're doing. Of course, as any version of the game, collector's edition of The Witcher 2 also has its own unique downloadable content. This time it's a jacket that really boosts Geralt's sword fighting techniques. A lot of details will be available on our website, so make sure you check it yourself. Alright, is this all? Oh yeah, I forgot about the box. I forgot to show you that it's not like a light, thin box. It's a really heavy one with a nice logo. So make sure you don't miss it. Anyways, this is the collector's edition of The Witcher 2, containing also, of course, the contents of the premium edition of The Witcher 2. The price, however, is not bigger than any collector's edition you could buy on the market. So it's really nice. It's affordable. And make sure you will buy the game, because actually the pre-orders will start today. About that in a moment. Next thing is, I want to show you only few chosen partners that we have worldwide. We wanted to make sure that in each place on Earth, you will be able to pre-order the game in a place that you actually like. All of them, almost all of them, practically all of them can also have in stock the premium version of the game and the collector's version of the game. So you will be able to pre-order the game in any favorite store that you might want to do. These are only chosen ones. Make sure you visit our website, thewitcher.com, to see, because there are more already on the website, and there will be new partners coming in, and we will be selling the game together with them, because we have quite a lot of shops that would like to sell The Witcher. But these are that you probably will be able to pre-order The Witcher as we speak, in a moment, like in a few minutes.